Hello and good day to all of you. So in this video lecture, we are going to discuss about the outer planet of the solar system. So what are those planets? So the planets called Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune are actually the outer planet of the solar system. So in the previous lecture, we have discussed about the inner planet. So before starting the lecture, so there are some learning outcomes. So first learning outcome of this lecture is to understand deeply about the outer planet of the solar system. And the second objective of or the learning outcome of this lecture is to know about the planet rotation, revolution, temperature, surface structure, and also many more about the each and every planet. So without further delay, so we are going to discuss about these planets as we have shown in the previous lecture as well. So we have divided into two categories. One is the inner and the second is outer, or either we call it terrestrial or Jovian planet. So these are the Jovian planet we are going to discuss. So let's start with the first planet of the outer planet categories. So that is the Jupiter planet, called Jupiter. So also it is called the giant planet. So the name of Jupiter planet was named after the Roman god Jupiter, which means ruler of Roman gods. And Jupiter is actually the largest planet within the solar system. That's why we call this Jupiter planet as a giant planet. So it has a great red spot. So you can see on the surface of this Jupiter, we have a lot of red spots. So it is rotating storm system inside the planet. So it has, you can see these are actually rotating storm inside this planet of the surface of this planet. So further, if we're looking at the rotation of the Jupiter rotates faster than any object in the planet. It completes one rotation in 10 hours. So like the Earth rotates in 24 hours, so it rotates in 10 hours. And Jupiter has a faint ring system. These rings appears to be made of dust. So you can see on the surface of the Jupiter, there is rings as well. So this is also a windy planet, as the fastest rotation causes the high wind. As you know, when the Earth is rotating, so it's rotating, one rotation is 24 hours. So it's double faster than the Earth rotation. So that causes the high speed of wind on the surface of the Jupiter. And Jupiter magnetic field is also 14 times stronger than the Earth because of probably its subsurface material. And Jupiter has named 53 moons, and other are awaiting official names. So the combined scientists now think that Jupiter has 79 moons around its orbit. And there are actually four big ones, so which was discovered by Galileo. So we are going to look at these four Galilean moons. So the planet Jupiter, four largest moons are called the Galilean satellites, which was after discovering of the Italian astronomer Galileo Galilei, who first observed these moons in 1610. So he was actually the German astronomer, which is Simon Mauritius, claimed that has to be seen moon around the same time, but he did not publish his observation. So the Galileo is given the credit to have the discovery of these four moons. So these large moon name is Io, the second one is Europa, the third one is Ganymede, and the fourth one is Callisto. So these are actually distinct world name of the Galilean moon. So looking at the surface or the figure of these moons, so the first one is Io. looks like this one, and Europa is also has the lines on the surface of this moon. And Ganymedes look like this one, Callisto is like this one. So if you look at the Ganymede is actually exceed even the planet Mercury in diameter, and it has less massive. So now moving to the second planet of the outer categories, which is Saturn. The Saturn planet is actually the sixth planet from the solar system and the second largest planet of the solar system after Jupiter. So Jupiter is the first largest planet, then second one is the Saturn. So it is named after the Roman god Saturn. Saturn is actually classified as a gas giant planet because it's made of mostly the gases. So other planets has the rings, but the Saturn rings are the only rings that can be seen from the Earth. And all you need a small telescope. And also this planet also called as a jewel planet. So the Saturn rings are actually made up of ice and ice covered particles, and it has 22 known satellites, and Saturn spins on its axis very fast, and even a day of Saturn is 10 hours and 14 minutes. So you remember the day of Jupiter is 10 hours, so the Saturn day is 10 hours 14 minutes. So Saturn is actually 95 times heavier than the Earth. So you can imagine how big is the Saturn planet. So if we look at the revolution or the orbit of around the Sun, it actually takes 10,759 days of the Earth. It's about 29 and a half years to finish one revolution around the Sun. So you cannot stand on the Saturn because it's not like Earth. Saturn is made mostly of the gases, and it has a lot of helium on the surface, or it's made of actually helium. And this is the same kind of gas that you put in your balloon. So I mean, there is no solid surface of this planet. So now moving to the seventh planet, which is Uranus, or the third planet of the solar or the outer category. So Uranus is also called the planet on its side. The uniqueness of the Uranus is that it does not rotate around east to west, but it's rotate north to south. So Uranus appears to lie on its side, and it is named after the Roman god of sky, and the only planet which rotates on its axis from east to west. I mean, the rotation is in this direction, so from east to west. And also Uranus has 27 known satellites which has been named, and it has at least 10 thin uniform black rings, I mean around its axis, which are made of dust. And if you look at the temperature of this planet, is actually a very cold planet which receive 370 times less sunlight than the Earth. Obviously it's far away and it's second last planet of the solar system, so the temperature or the heat will not be transmitted too far, or it will be less effective at this distance. So also if you look at the core of the Uranus, it's actually very rocky core of the core it contains. It's not the gases or something. So now moving to the Neptune. So Neptune is actually the last giant planet. So the most distant gas planet, and it is also named after the Roman god of sea because its color is blue and the sea is also blue, so it's related to the Roman god of sea. And it's actually the most windy planet in the solar system, and it cannot be seen with the naked eye. I mean, from the surface of the earth you can't see with the naked eye using the telescope as well. And it has 14 known satellites, and the Neptune also, as it is very far from the sun, so it completes its an orbit average every 164 year of the earth. It was very far, so it's taking a long time to complete one orbit. And the average distance between Neptune and Sun is 4.5 billion kilometers. And the Neptune has the first planet found by mathematical prediction. So with that's all, I hope you have understand about the Jovian planet or the outer planet of the solar system in detail. Okay, with that's all, thank you so much and have a good day.